The following program, though incredibly nerdy, is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised, and you probably shouldn't watch if you're an overly sensitive pussy.
Turn the beat up a lot. Like a shit ton. Like a little more.
I told that nigga grab her hand, then you gon' have some fun and dance, and do some shit you never did before, and do some shit you never did before. I told that nigga grab her hand, then you gon' have some fun and dance, and do some shit you never did before, and do some shit you never did before. Whip for some money, mix it up with some liquor. She say I'm being a dick, like my name was Richard. I can't be cold, I'm no blizzard. Don't do dress codes, I'm that nigga. I wear a poncho, sombrero, la cuca. Dodger came with us with every fish and he fishing. I drop his name to these bitches. I see if she wanna dance. She sent my shot in the distance, but then she paused. Stop. Are you Michael Christmas? I told her yeah. She said my boyfriend is a fan and she dipped in her hand. Grab her hand, then you gon' have some fun and dance, and do some shit you never did before, and do some shit you never did before. I told that nigga grab her hand, then you gon' have some fun and dance, and do some shit you never did before, and do some shit you never did before. Who the fuck is knocking on my door? Breaking mirrors and I'm stomping on the floor. Rolling chronic towel underneath the door. This life is nothing like before. I must have did something right. Bitch so bad I'm coming twice. Leaving after, fuck your life. I'm sorry. Psych, I've been wrong way, lesson I've been right. I've been through a lot, but I wanna keep it light right now. I probably could stun if I want to. Put a sub in the trunk if I want to. Bring a fire that'll make a bitch jump through. Ooh, eat the booty like junk food.
Oh shit, my fault.
I told that nigga grab her hand, then you gon' have some fun and dance, and do some shit you never did before, and do some shit you never did before. I told that nigga grab her hand, then you gon' have some fun and dance, and do some shit you never did before, and do some shit you never did before. Now usually I'm nervous, and this ain't no exception. I'm hiding this erection, I'm searching for affection. I seen you past the window looking back at your reflection, but if you see me looking, I bet you would be offended. I'm just looking, I ain't touching, way too shook, I should say fuck.
Welcome on in. It's a holiday week. It's a Thanksgiving week, and we got a lot to get into today, ladies and gentlemen. A lot. I'm talking a lot. I'm excited. I am excited. And yes, we do have a new intro. And yes, we are playing licensed music because we're paying for it. I like music. Oh no, are we on the camera mic again? Oh no. All right, let me fix that. Oh, I did do the camera mic.
Okay, that's weird. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. Don't know why it does that. Here, we'll switch to some other music for you guys. I don't want to have the whole thing going with the crazy hippie hoppy. We'll play a little Christmas music for y'all. But welcome on in, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hey, look, I'm gonna put a whole bunch of different kinds of music on there, but I am gonna pick songs that I like. And you're either gonna like them or you're not, and that's what it is. But I just want to kind of jam out have some good stuff that I like in there. So we'll figure it out. I'll make some selections here and there. It should work fine. But yeah. We'll figure it all out. Anyways, is it doing it again? Is it really clipping? Is it really doing it? Because I could restart it. Are we lagging like crazy over here? A lot of changes, so maybe I could restart it, no worries. Let me know, chat, because sometimes people troll. I can never really tell. Lag, a lot of lag for you guys. How bad is it? I'll restart it, that's okay. No big deal. Yeah, it does kind of say that we're having some issues. Let me see something there. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could restart it. How bad is it? Try to refresh. It's a bit laggy. Okay. All right. I'll shut her down and start it up again. Hey, look, you're going to listen to that song again. I'm going to play it even louder. I'll see you in a bit.
The following program, though incredibly nerdy, is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised, and you probably shouldn't watch if you're an overly sensitive pussy. All right, how's the lag, man? How's the lag? How we doing? Are we all good? Are we back at it? Back at it again. Okay, so the lag's a little bit better, huh? Yo, how crazy is that? I restarted the PC and still saved this stream. Wow, wee wah. Yeah. We are here. What up, everybody? How's everybody doing on this lovely holiday week? It's a holiday week. We got a Thanksgiving coming. Let's go. I'm excited for it, man. I hope you all are excited for it too. Getting good at this streaming thing. I mean, I don't know if I would say good, but maybe serviceable. Maybe serviceable is the word. Let me know too. Are we okay? Is there more lag? What's going on? Let me know what's going on. Why not at the tower? Oh, we're still at the tower. I like the new intro, man. I wanted to change it up, and I'm gonna do even more stuff. And yeah, we're just kind of, I don't know if I'd say rebranding. That's not the right word, but just kind of tightening some things up. 2 out of 3 kids got a stomach bug here. Ooh, that's tough, man. That is tough. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully everybody can just get healed up. The new intro is really good. Thanks, man. I have all kinds of new ideas. And also, yes, we should just get it out of the way. My hair is absolutely fucking ridiculous. I don't know the last time it's been this crazy. Of course, did a little Deadpool stream on Saturday and had the headband on. This thing has been like my best friend. But really, I just need to go get my
goddamn haircut. So I'm hoping I'll hope to do that sometime this week. I actually do have some cool, I guess, show notes, announcements, like things that we're gonna do this week. So I'll get into that in just a little bit here. But are we locked in the tower and can't get out? Exactly. You have been saying that for a week now. I don't know what you mean. It's my first time making it to one of these live. Can I be officially knighted? Also, Stranger Things 5 this week. Let's fucking go. Hell yeah. Oh, the haircut thing. I've been saying that for weeks. Yeah, I probably have been. Lone Wolf, you are a Nerd Venger. Now, welcome to the Nerd Vengers, baby. Feel that power. Yeah, Louis, you're right. I'll get in there. Yeah. We'll get on in there. Don't worry about it. How are y'all doing, though? Did you guys have a good weekend? I had an incredible weekend. Hey, you don't say that. David Jimenez says, hey, Josh, 2 words, duh Bears. Jeez, man. What a freaking game, huh? Steelers, dude, it's tough being a Steeler fan, man. I don't know when they're going to get this shit together. This is crazy. Guess they didn't play bad. They were in it the whole time, but like, holy man, I don't know. Yeah. I guess shout out to the Bears, huh? I feel it. What the hell? Oh, okay. You feel the power. Yeah, man. Vinny 2 player, welcome back to the Nerd Vengers, baby. You are a Nerd Venger once again. You know, I'm doing some revamping and some thinking about the memberships and the Nerd Vengers, and I want to update some stuff, especially going into 2026. I think the next couple of years are going to be crazy, to be honest, for us and for this community. And I'm excited about it, and I think we should push the Nerd Vengers, you know, as a concept to people, but it also should be fucking awesome. And then when you join it and all the benefits and all the hanging out and the extra content should be like incredible. So I've been thinking a little bit about it. I got some ideas. We're going to tweak some things and kind of get it going. But I think it is an incredible time to become a Nerd Venger. I think these next couple of years are going to be really, really exciting. Finally! Also, it's getting like toasty in here. I'm taking this shit off. Here. 2026, I will upgrade from Broke Venger to Nerd Venger. I appreciate it, and I hope that, honestly, like, I hope things get better for, like, everybody. Economy still feels crazy right now. Prices are ridiculous. So I totally understand. I mean, a lot of people are feeling the squeeze, so hopefully things can turn around and we can all have a much better next year. A much better 2026, you know what I mean? Listening since 2021, finally joined a couple of months ago. Can I be knighted? Love what you do, man. Help me through a lot. Thank you very much. And Stiltman, of course. Welcome to the Nerd Venger, Stiltman. You are a Nerd Venger now. Welcome. Broke Vengers. Hey, we love our Broke Vengers too, man. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And not everybody can, you know, it's, like I said, it's tough out there for people, man. So, look, we appreciate all the support we get. If you cannot support, you know, financially, and you still want to support, a like, a subscribe, sharing some of the clips, these things really go a long way. So that kind of stuff really helps us out. So, Josh, I recently became a teacher, but we have the entire week off. Oh my God. For Thanksgiving. So I can catch all the streams live. That is absolutely incredible. Jeremiah, appreciate you. And take my money, Unity. Yeah, I have some Unity stuff cooking too. I'm not ready to talk about it yet because every time I like almost get ready to talk about it, some shit falls apart. So knock on wood, we get a huge Unity update before Christmas. And, yeah, Unity's going to ship next year. If Unity doesn't ship, I'm going to I'll say it here, but I'll put it out for the people on the Kickstarter too. If we don't ship Unity by the end of next year, I'm just going to give people refunds, and I'll probably still ship stuff out, but we should be fine. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of things that went wrong, but things are starting to turn around and get good. I might need to unplug that heater, dude. I took this shirt off, but I'm still cooking in here. What the hell? Oh, and I just noticed something. Hang on 1 second. Uh-oh. We almost didn't have our cool blue light in the background. That's so important. We need that blue light. Yeah, I don't really believe that. I don't think it's going to get delayed anymore. When they delayed Doomsday and Secret Wars, they delayed both films by 7 months. That's basically like 14 months of delay. Dude, I don't really see them delaying anymore. I think that was like the final one, and I think they gave them like more than enough room, to be honest. But I guess we'll see. No refunds. Color that shit with crayons if you have to. I don't think we're going to have to do that, Adam. I mean, we have over 120 pages of fully done art, but the problem was the first chapter ballooned to like almost 50 pages. Some of the other chapters ballooned. So the project has gotten a lot bigger. I'm not going to charge any more. We're going to ship it as is to the people that paid for it. But I do know that it's obviously been a long time. So I just want to offer up like a sort of, hey man, like I know, and here's what I'm willing to do or whatever. Cyan, what's up, brother? Says, can't believe it's been 48 months. Do you think we get RDJ Iron Man much in Doomsday? Really hope Tony was a Doom variant. Tony was a Doom variant theory holds true. Well, first of all, thank you so much for 48 months, man. That is a big chunk of time, and I really appreciate that. As far as the question about Tony, interesting question about Tony. I will say that, I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards, yeah, you're going to get RDJ Iron Man in Doomsday, possibly even a fair bit of him. I mean, there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, I always thought it was going to be Downey Iron Man versus Downey Doom, and that's kind of like a thing, right? I think that's what they're going to do. Beyond that, there was Chris Claremont. He was out at a Comic-Con. He was talking some shit, and he kind of revealed that Downey's going to play 4 different characters in the film. So likely, you know, maybe Iron Man Doom and a couple of Doom variants or something, right? Yeah. So I think you're... Oh, and then the other reason is there were the scoop/leaks about a Superior Iron Man variant at the end of the Doomsday film, which is really interesting. So, yeah, I think it's possible, man. I would not be mad, though, if it were Tom Cruise Iron Man. Like, if they do Tom Cruise Iron Man as the Superior Iron Man, I will freak out. I think that would be awesome. Caleb Hughes says, B-Day stream. Everybody become a nerd Avenger. It's the best community around. Thank you, Josh, for the continuous entertainment. Much love. Well, happy birthday to you, Caleb. I hope it's a great birthday for you. And appreciate the support, man. Jared DeSanto says, really just sending this to see how many months I've been here. But damn, that intro was fire. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. We're going to keep pushing it. I would really like to just evolve the content, you know, kind of take it to the next level. I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas. Some of the stuff I've been cooking for a while, too, because frankly, guys, I mean, I always knew that the next 2 Avengers movies were going to be the biggest pop for the channel. And there's been a lot of stuff that I was planning around that I've had to just like keep delaying. Because as they delay stuff, I delay stuff. Because like I'm like, nah, like I want the pop from the Avengers for this thing. I'm not just gonna do it if they're delaying it, right? So trust me, it in some ways, I'm more prepared for the next couple of years than I've been for probably anything in my career because they delayed it so much. Remember when they were both supposed to come out in 2025? Like, they were both supposed to come out this year. So there's so much that I've been planning and working on, and I think you're going to start to see a lot of it in the next couple of years, and I'm excited. Broke Ventures Unite, what are you cooking for Thanksgiving? So my father's hosting, and I don't remember what Elisa said. She's bringing a dish. A lot of people are bringing dishes, but it's probably going to be your standard stuff, you know, your turkey. I like green bean casserole is one of my favorites. Some cornbread, mashed potatoes, gravy, you know, things of that nature. Yeah. Appreciate you. Any news on a Marvel Christmas special? Well, there's of course already is a Marvel Christmas special. Yeah, Trev, what's up with that, bud? Trev's like jealous of people sending in their messages or something. What the fuck, bro? Whose was that? Was that Rossi? Yeah, there's the Guardian of the Galaxy Christmas special, which I think is one of the best things Gunn's ever made. Dude, I love that thing. We watch it every year. Actually, you know what? Let's take this opportunity due to that question to talk show notes for the week, guys. Okay, so today, a very eclectic show. I want to talk a little bit about the leaks for Doomsday, the AI thing. There's been sort of some new updates, and we can kind of get into that. Hugh Jackman made some really interesting comments, and people are speculating about his future as Wolverine. There's a lot of stuff going on with Sadie Sink Spider-Man, which is, you know, on the thumbnail, and we'll break all of that down. There's a confirmation of The Mummy 4 coming. And, I'm excited about that. And then I want to talk a little bit about Invincible Versus and Deadpool VR again, because I played a lot of gaming. I did a lot of gaming over the weekend. And then, so what we're going to do is tomorrow we'll do a regular stream, probably cover mostly news. Wednesday, though, is going to be a big day. So a couple of different things. Number one, Wednesday's morning stream, I want to do a tier list of every nerdy holiday movie or episode of television. So I'm going to do a little research. Like, for instance, we always watch the X-Men, the original 90s X-Men Thanksgiving episode with the Morlocks and all that every year. Yeah, there's great holidays, the holiday special that the MCU did. So if you have some ideas, if you have some, show episodes or perhaps movies that you really enjoy that you think are holiday, let us know. And I'll put it on the list, and we'll do a tier list of that Wednesday morning. I think that's going to be really fun. Then Wednesday night for the Nerd Avengers stream, the members only stream, we are going to do another deep dive. And I think you're really going to enjoy this deep dive. We're going to deep dive on every single time Doctor Doom got godlike power in the comics. So we'll go through Doom War, we'll go through Secret Wars 1 and 2, we'll go through Children's Crusade, we'll go through 2015 Secret Wars, we'll go through even the new John that they just did, One World Under Doom. So we'll go over all of those. We'll watch some videos, break it down. It's going to be a lengthy stream. No stream on Thursday. I will do a Black Friday stream, but it's going to be super casual. I don't know what it is. Maybe I will just play some games. Maybe we'll just get on here and chill. One of the things I wanted to do was, and we can still do this if you guys are down, I kind of wanted to just watch some fun stuff. Maybe we watch some of the upper tiered things that we pick on Wednesday, and we just stream on Twitch so that I can just show the thing on the screen. And we can just do like a watch party on Twitch and watch some of those fun things Friday morning. If not, we'll just do something casual like that. So, yep, that's kind of the plan for this week. And I think it's going to be a good week, man. Lots of videos cooking as well. And yeah, it's that holiday time of year. I'm excited. Should have a lot of fun in the next few weeks. I've got some really cool holiday content planned. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Stranger Things 5. Yeah, when does that drop, man? Does that drop on Friday? Yeah, but Duncan, I will definitely react to that, brother. Give me one moment here. Hey, give me one moment here. Okay, Golden Hercules says, you've been teasing that Scott is not who you think he is. Is there a chance he ends up being the Beyonder in disguise? Also, being a part of this nerdy family 51 months is crazy. Golden Hercules, thank you so much. Look, the truth is, I don't know exactly what's going on with Scott, but I do know that there's something going on with him and a few others. And I'm not necessarily saying everything I know, but I don't even know what it means. And, we just let it simmer a little bit, let it simmer. And there'll be a time. Bitch Perfect Field says, can we watch the Secret Wars episode of the old Spider-Man show? It's a banger. Yeah, we could do that. Like on Friday, you mean? That'll be really fun. Okay, let's find Badunka Duncan's thing here. Okay, hear me out. No credit scene for Brand New Day, but at the end of the credits, the music fades into a click every second. Logo fade in the Doomsday clock. Ooh, that would be cool. Yeah, that could be really cool, man. Yeah, that could be awesome. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Let me get to this. Let's see here. Fuck Tom. Give us Tobey Maguire and Andrew all day, says Darth Snape. Oh, no. Narlando says, oh, look at this new intro. This is slick. Let's fucking go. Thanks, man. You hyped for Stranger Things 5 on Wednesday or what? Oh, it's Wednesday? Oh, that'd be great. So we'll watch a lot of that on Thursday then. Me and the fam will probably binge it. Storm made it into that Secret Wars episode. That's true. She did. Yep. That episode's awesome. Yo, Josh, have you heard the Saudis want to bring Zack Snyder back for the DCU if they buy Warner Brothers? Yeah, I've heard this. I think there's a lot of different reports going around right now. I don't know the validity of that exactly. I mean, look, I continue to believe that that's not what's going to happen. I think they're just going to stick with Gunn, and they're just going to make minimum changes and keep it going. However, I am a person that has said I think there's a chance Zack does come back, and I'm starting to see a lot of signs potentially of it happening, But Zach did this really weird thing the other day where he liked a post about continuing his stuff in animated form. And it's like, you know, not to say that I wouldn't be for that, but is that really the same thing as restoring the Snyderverse? I'm not really sure. So there's a lot of stuff going on. And I understand that Cosmic Book News is reporting what they're reporting. And if they end up being correct, I'll give them a lot of credit. If they end up not being correct, then we're going to have to say like, hey, look, they got this one wrong. And, you know, next time they say some stuff, we're just going to have to take that into account. So I'm super fair and I'm trying to be fair about it. But, yeah, I mean, if you're asking me like, hey, have you heard that the Snyderverse is getting restored? No, absolutely not. I have not heard that. Rhythm City RM, very generous 10 spot, brother. Thank you. Says, yo, would it have made sense if certain MCU entries like Black Widow, Black Panther 2, and the new Captain America movie are set in the same universe as Eternals, but not 616 with a Diff Kang showing up? There is certainly some interesting ways that could all go down. Yeah. So one of the things that I got like kind of hyper fixated on was at the end of Quantumania, which is such a terrible fucking movie. But at the end of that movie, when Janet is planning their trip back to 616, there's 4 different branches coming off of 616, and I think she picks one of them. And I've always thought that was weird. I was like, what are they doing there? And I did hear some rumblings, you know, who knows for sure, but some rumblings that there was a plan to make some of these films take place in alternate universes. And I think we all think that when Scott went back, he was like in a loop of some kind or something, right? Because there's like extras in that scene that you see in front of him, and then he turns around and they're behind him as well. It's really weird. Now, they did also shoot that thing like 3 weeks before the movie came out, so maybe they just, you know, had to kind of edit funny or whatever. But, yeah. Quantumania is better than Superman. Wow, that's a take. You know, that's a take there. Yeah. I don't know the Cosmic Book News guys well, like at all. I mean, I just am fair. And yeah, they have the angle on that, and it'll either be real or it won't be real. Maybe the brand new day post-credit scene is the scene from Toby's universe. You could open Doomsday, all post-credit scene this year were directed at the Russos, so it could happen. Yeah, something like that could happen. Absolutely. Absolutely something like that could happen. Yeah. Okay, can I gush a little bit about Deadpool VR? Trev, are you in here? I heard you were talking some shit. You know my favorite thing about streaming in VR? I don't have to look at chat. And in fact, I can't look at chat. It's amazing. It's amazing. I wish I had it better set up. I would do it all day. I'd be doing it right now. Man, let me tell you. Oh, yeah, Trev's talking shit. I heard what you said. So I heard Trev said the graphics look butt. Is that what you said? Is that what you said, Trev? The graphics look butt? Vinny 2 player. What up, player? With the what? You weren't impressed either? I'm gonna hard sell you on Deadpool VR in just a second. Let me just take my shill check and put it over here so you can't see it, and then I'm gonna fucking gush about this game. Hey Josh, quick theory. What if Goliath is a form of Doom that got trapped by He Who Remains? Could explain why he needs his suit to survive. It's a stretch, but it could be. Yeah, hey, I like where your head's at, man, and thank you for the 10, Vinny. And dude, what I like about what's happening is we could crack everything open, recontextualize it, think of it. Yeah. They were ass. No, I said the experience doesn't seem worth it. Oh, okay, Roger. So the thing is, I've been playing it a lot. I played it a lot this weekend. And in fact, my buddy came in to town from Ohio, and we were hanging out, just thrown some beers back and hanging out, and played a lot of Deadpool VR. I went through the part where you fight all the hand ninjas, and you ultimately have to fight Lady Deathstrike at the end of that part as the boss. And dude, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just telling you. I think this shit's awesome. The graphical fidelity is not like absolutely incredible. I'm sure you can dial it up. I think I have like the cheapest version of the MetaQuest. I think if you got like a Pro or something, you'd probably dial it up. But I'll tell you this, I was playing the Invincible versus beta last night, which is really fun and really cool. But like, dude, the graphics of that game are literally worse than Deadpool VR. And I'm not trying to dog on that game. They made artistic style choices. And also I think it's closed alpha, so that game will probably look a lot better when it's
finally done. But like, you know, I think this idea that high fidelity graphics equal good game is just not true. You know what I mean? Like, I like Hollow Knight. I like games that have like 2D graphics. This Cosmic Fighter game that's coming out is literally looking like a you know, TMNT game from back in the day, and it's awesome. Like it looks great. But man, like for me, as a person that like, I like gaming, but I game like a dad. You know what I mean? It's very casual. I have to like have sessions at night after the kids are in bed, and I can only play a little bit here and a little bit there. And for me, man, it's been this thing where at the end of the day, when I sit down and I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to play some Arc Raiders? You know, do I want to, you know, run some matches of that Cosmic Fighter game on the demo to try to get ready? You know, do I want to play Warhammer? You know, do I want to play one of these many Warhammer games that I have, et cetera, et cetera? Dude, the ability to just like grab that headset, throw it on, and within a couple of buttons, I'm having this novel experience that, you know, I have to actually like move my body, move my head, my vision around. And it's so comic booky. Like, dude, it is made with such care. The Easter eggs, the weapons, the cosmetics. So like last night after I got through Lady Deathstrike and all that, man, like I got my X-Force Deadpool costume. I've got my golden 50 cows now, and looking at what you can unlock, you know, down the road, I was like, this is so fucking cool. So there's like elements of it that kind of will probably keep people coming back even after going through all of it. But there was this part where, so I'm fighting a bunch of ninjas and whatnot, and you know how like in these, I guess I don't know what you call them. I guess they're just the homes of them or whatever. You know how they have like those paper walls and those really thin corridors? Those are actually designed to make fighting with a full katana very difficult, because there were a lot of ninja attacks that would happen to high profile samurai or whatever in the Edo period. So they're designed to be like difficult to fight in. So you go through some corridors like that. I was going through them last night, and like, dude, I don't know. There's just like nothing like it. Like, it was just so fucking fun, man. Fighting through these corridors like a bunch of ninjas. You can like deflect the shuriken into the air, hit it with your sword, and the shuriken like flies into people. I don't know. I was having a blast. I can't recommend it enough. And also too, I did figure out why when I was playing, you know how sometimes it would like glitch and you could see like the room in the background and everything. So I figured out there's this concept that you have as a safe area, and you can expand that, you know, you can expand your safe area. But when you're in there and you walk out of it, it's designed to actually, like, let's say there's a wall there. It's like, okay, if I go out of my safe area before I hit the wall, I'll see the wall. Like, does that make sense? So a setting there that you can adjust. But like, dude, I don't know, man. I've been having a blast with that game, and I'm very excited to finish it, to beat it. And then I want to play the Batman VR too. The same company made the Batman VR game. I've heard it's nuts. So yeah, I don't know. That's my blurb. That's my blurb about it. Okay. Also, dude, bow and arrow in the game, absolutely sick. Absolutely sick, dude. Just so cool. Did you ever play the Deadpool game 2013? No, I don't think I did. No. I didn't like the Nintendo Wii. Just saying. Yeah, sure. It's different strokes for different folks. I mean, if you're not into it, you know, if you don't like that kind of gaming, then of course, like, I don't think you're gonna really jive with it. As somebody that's really just not into VR and everything and getting into it, I was like, damn, this is really cool. Like, it's come a long way, and I genuinely have a blast playing it. I probably only play for like 40 minutes, an hour at a time, and then I get kind of sweaty, and then I kind of want to, you know, set it down or whatever. But yeah, having a blast. I'm a struggling Street Fighter player. Well, you know, I played the Invincible Versus beta, right? And I definitely have to get more time in that. I just started playing it last night. But dude, that game is degenerate. Meaning, if you like combos and shitting on your opponent to the point where like it's not even fun for them, Invincible Versus is for you, especially in its current form. It is degenerate, dude. Like, the way you can combo, the way you can abuse the specials, like, it's one of those kind of fighting games. So I mean, that one,
I'm putting out sort of a harsh warning for folks because I think a lot of people are going to be excited about that game because it's Invincible. And they're like, yo, like Invincible fighting game, let's go. And I'm not saying you can't have fun with it. And I bet the story's really good. But dude, I'm telling you right now, I'm watching how people are playing this, and it is so sweaty. Like it is so sweaty that I don't know how much fun we're going to have online. Dude, we're right now in its current form, way worse than Mortal Kombat, brother. Like degenerate. But it was fun, man. I was playing with Mark, Battle Beast, and Homelander. I played a little bit with Robot as well, and they're really cool. The kits are cool. The movement, the combat, it all feels really nice. So if you're a fan of Invincible, I think it's all on point in that regard. But damn, it is degenerate, and I think they're probably going to patch some of that. But I think it's actually supposed to be degenerate. I think these guys want it to be that kind of fighting game because, frankly, like there's not a lot of games out there like that, you know. It does have a combo breaker, so if you get good, I think you can break out of stuff. But really and truly right now, it's like one of the craziest, most degenerate fighting games I've played in a long time. Sasha says, after Deadpool VR, we can try the Deadpool 13 stream. It's great. Yeah, maybe. I mean, frankly, I'm really not that into Deadpool. Like, I know that sounds ironic. But I'm actually not that into Deadpool. This game is just so fucking cool. And the way they use Deadpool's powers, like you can literally get your arm chopped off and you hold your arm up and like your little baby arm comes in and you like pull the trigger with the baby. It's just so funny, man. And I just think the design team loved Deadpool and was able to translate his power sets into the kit for the game in a really interesting way. So I don't know that I would like go play a Deadpool game, frankly. Excuse me for a second. Oh, yeah, you're excused. Josh, will you stream a little Batman Arkham VR? Absolutely, absolutely. Especially when the new PC gets in, they should make all of that a lot easier. Maybe I'll even think of a better setup for that kind of streaming because I do actually really like it. And we can do it as like a side thing. It doesn't have to obviously be our main content, but I do think it's kind of fun. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, should we get into some of this news? Should we get into some of this news, ladies and gentlemen? What's today's Marvel news again? Oh man, we got a lot to get in. There's a lot of Marvel news, man. Oh man. So let's talk about some stuff, okay? The first thing I want to show you, chat, is this. That's a background. That's a background image. So check that background image out. Hang on, I'll be right back. All right, check this out. So we have this cool image here. Now, I want to kind of take you through this, but I also want to explain the dealio here. Because I know there's been so much confusion. So many people have different opinions about all the AI leak photos and everything that's going on out there. So I figured it would be a good time to kind of break down some things that were going on. So I guess I just wonder what you guys make of everything that was going on. I think we talked about this on Thursday last week, right? And I did a stream explaining that what I think is happening is that somebody has accurate photos to Deadpool, to Doomsday, and people are running those photos through AI in order to sort of hide their trail so that Marvel cannot identify who the original images were given to and track them down, and also to avoid copyright stuff and things of that nature. Now, I saw Chris from 3C Films kind of come to the same conclusion. I don't know if he saw my clip or not, or maybe he just came to the conclusion on his own. A lot of people sort of tagged me in that post that he had about it. And I think a lot of others are starting to believe that that's what it is. Now, the reason I want to bring this image to your mind is this is an account that claims to have the actual images. Okay. And something really interesting is happening here where this person decided to, instead of use AI, they are literally doing drawings. So they are sketching and drawing the images that they have. Okay. And this is really interesting to me because it's, I mean, number one, it's like, okay, so everybody's doing this AI thing. This is a person that's like potentially maybe anti-AI or wants to do, you know, human created things instead. But ultimately, if this person is telling the truth, they are literally doing the same thing that the AI people are doing, except they're drawing it themselves. I mean, technically, this is still spreading trade secrets of this big media company and images that are not supposed to be out there, right? So I just find it to be kind of interesting. But we can go through some of the things that were said here, and then I want to kind of like explain a little bit more of what I think is going on here. This is apparently what Reed Richards is going to look like in the movie. And Yelena, it says here, Yelena looks exactly that she did in the post-credit scene. Her makeup does eat in the photo, though. Again, like this person claims to have the photos. Sue wears a jacket like this, too. I don't know how Sue and Ben look. I only saw Reed and Johnny. I don't know personally. It's just based off the photos I saw. He was doing this pose in the picture you guys seen. Yes. Yeah, so kind of interesting. Now, if you believe this, then it means, at the very least, those photos are out in the wild. And so if we know that the Avengers Doomsday photos are out in the wild, and also doesn't this look like it's a white background? You know what I mean? Like we don't know how accurate to the photos this drawing is, but it kind of matches up with those other ones insofar as it's like that promotion image, right? It's the white background, it's the soft lighting, neutral white balance so that they can go in and put effects over top of it. So I know there's a lot of discussion out there about what is going on, but I think this thing here is yet again another piece of evidence to suggest that my original theory is correct. And you know, we saw even more photos, man. They're actually going a bit crazy with them to the point that it almost feels like it's misdirection, like the Russos themselves are putting it out there, which is kind of interesting and kind of funny. But I continue to believe that these are based off of actual photos, that there's a lot of shenanigans going on right now, and there's probably fake photos being thrown out there to throw Marvel off. But I think within them, we're actually getting a look, generally speaking, at how these characters are going to look. So I want to now open it up to the questions in the chat and see what you guys think. Like, do you see what I'm saying here? Have you seen anything else that you have a question about as far as the photos? And do you think this here sort of proves that, yes, there are real photos out there that are being seen by people, and it's therefore, I think, likely that the ones we saw last week are AI generated images based off of real promotional images for Marvel Studios. So I'll pull up the chat. I'm just curious, man. I'm just curious as to what you guys make of this entire situation. What a wild one, huh? I don't see the value in hiding Reed's outfit. I'm not sure what you mean. I don't think they're hiding the outfit per se. They're hiding everything. So, yeah. Struggling a little extra today. Hearing you talk nerd stuff is keeping me grounded. Thank you for going live. I've been there. I have been to the edge of that cliff. I have stared into the abyss, and I totally understand what that is like. So no worries, man. Let your mind rest and just chill. Just chill with the homies for a little bit, okay? Dudes of hazmat art style. Yeah, I mean, the art style is a little unique. I don't think it's bad though. Is the new Doom pick with his back turned real? Tough to say. I mean, I sort of think a lot of what is going on is pointing to, it's giving us a taste of what it actually looks like, but could be altered because of that AI. So I don't know exactly what image you're talking about. I've seen one where Doom is kind of like hanging there. There's one where Doom's costume is hanging and Pedro's like in front of him and stuff like that. And again, I mean, my take is that's generally speaking accurate to the look in the film, but probably altered via AI. Didn't we know this was Reed's look from that leaked crew member bag? He had the same jacket on the bag. Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, and I actually don't 100% remember what he looked like in that, but that's fair to say. And a lot of people are bringing that up. Was Gambit on that bag? Was Gambit bald? It's kind of seeming like that one pic that y'all said was definitely not real that I somehow thought was real. It's probably not real because Gambit probably is bald and has the cut. but that was makeup, so he could still have hair, guys. Like, remember when we saw that? Here's where I'm struggling with this: is there was a makeup pic with Downey where he had the crease on his face, the scar down the nose, and I was like, that sucks. And then I saw potentially what it really looks like with all the burnt clay and the scarring and stuff, and I'm like, oh, that looks cool. So it could be the same thing with Gambit, where he's bald, right, and he's got the scar. But that's makeup. So is the next stage of makeup putting on the hair, putting on the rest of the mask and going, Yeah. I have a question about a weird rash I have. Why is it shaped like Vermont? Oh man, that's what you call a sign. And you're probably gonna have to go to Vermont. I've heard they have incredible maple syrup. So maybe you need some incredible maple syrup. You know what Vermont also has randomly? Really, really nice rest stops on their highways. It's kind of wild. So yeah, it's probably definitely real and a sign, and you could take a picture of it and mix it up with AI and send it to us. Everybody announced the chair streak was on the bag. Oh, okay, that's interesting. What about the pics of Doom in the destroyed TVA? Again, I think it's probably a similar story. I do think Doom is going to get into the TVA and destroy it potentially, right? So yeah, I think that kind of stuff, I think that could be real. But you know what? The other side of this is like, it's so scary how good AI is getting. Like, does anybody else realize that like within this entire conversation, and I said this on Twitter, and I think it's kind of funny. Maybe one of the only people in the world that wishes this had happened a couple of years ago is Andrew Garfield, right? Because like, think about it. Andrew Garfield gets caught in like 8K and he's on Jimmy Kimmel. And Jimmy Kimmel's like grilling about 8K images. And I bet Andrew was like thinking literally just now within the last couple of days, I wish this was going on when I was the werewolf or when I was pretending to be the werewolf or whatever, right? So, you kind of got to ask yourself, is this actually better or worse than before? And I think there's just a lot of people that are anti-AI and therefore they're upset about AI. And, that's fine. You have the right to that. But I would almost argue this is better because there's so much out there that you kind of have more doubt in general about the validity of everything, which is a nice place to be because it allows you to still kind of be surprised or have a little bit of a surprise when you go to watch the film. But it's crazy. I mean, dude, we are to the point, and this is, by the way, this is the worst this tech is ever going to be. Within a couple of months, this tech could be so high fidelity, man. And I started watching, I've seen some actual directors of photography and photographers begin to speak about some of the things that it's noticing AI is doing to replicate what human photography looks like. And it's scary how good it's going to get. Literally, like all the little signs right now, all the little ways you can tell it's not real right now are probably going to go away. And that is like terrifying, but it is also like amazing. Because that means any person on the planet, generally, will be able to make literally any image they can think of. In any level of fidelity, style, anything. And I think that's actually amazing. And I know, like, not everybody believes it, and some people are really upset about it. I just tend to see the silver lining in these things, and I think it's absolutely fucking incredible. Like, I think it's incredible right now that they're doing these high-fidelity images of these superheroes and, like, giving us, like, high-res versions that look real enough that we can't be sure. I don't know. I mean, it's scary, but it's amazing. You had me at rest stops. There you go, baby. Will you use AI for your Unity project? So probably. I mean, we're probably not going to use it in the first chapter, at least not in the actual work in the book, because we didn't announce that it was AI made. So I want to deliver it to people in the way that it was sold to them. But dude, 100% I would be down. I would 100% be down. And by the way, like, to me, that's sort of a weird question because I think 90% of all video content will be AI generated within just a couple of years, literally. So like, you're kind of asking me like, are you going to allow yourself to just completely fall behind the bell curve, or are you going to like use the technology making your product viable in today's market? That's what that question feels like to me. But again, maybe not, maybe not. And the market is the market. So if enough people were like, we don't want that, then it wouldn't work. But I think you look at the views on YouTube of AI generated content, and it's scary how good those views are, brother. I don't think people really care that much. I think generally the consumer does not actually care as much as you think about some of these things. And I think convenience is king. And as soon as it's convenient and ubiquitous, like everyone will just go along with it. That's my opinion, you know, but I'm always open to feedback. And, you know, ultimately the market is how people in aggregate actually spend their time, dollars, energy on these products or services. So that will bear out, as it always does. A lot of Warhammer channels, AI got tons of views. Yeah, dude, the AI channels that do Warhammer content, it's crazy. It's crazy. I probably won't watch AI shit ever. Maybe not. Maybe you won't. But I just don't believe that. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't believe it. That's like, to me, that's like people being like, dude, Laserdisc is so much better than DVD. The quality's so much better. I'll never just go to DVD quality. You know what I mean? And yet everybody did. Will you create a digital avatar of yourself at that point? Maybe you're already watching a digital avatar. You ever think about that? Maybe I'm already AI. Look, the way I think of it is this. As soon as it is impossible to tell the difference between AI live streamer Josh and real Josh, you will never see me again. Ever. But until that happens, I'm here. We can go backwards, sit still, or go forwards. Those are the options. Yeah. True. AI isn't ready to replace that hair. Yeah, no, in all seriousness, and this is something I'm actually worried about. I actually worry that we might get to a place where there's so much AI stuff out there that people do value real human live streams even more than they do right now. And that would suck. I hope that doesn't happen. Because if that happens, I'll be forced to be here every day. But yeah. Josh, Doom bots at the meetup. Oh, I would love some Doom bots, man. You see, China's building their own kind of like robots. I think they literally call them the T6000s or something crazy. I think there's a company in, what is it, Holland or Norway that's building robots. Tesla's building robots. Dude, the future is going to be who has the best robot armies. And also, it's crazy that we like fast twitch shooter video games have been such a prevalent thing for young people for years. And like people my age play them and stuff too. But like, dude, you know what that is in the next stage of warfare? That is an incredibly big base of pilots for these battle robots. You know what I mean? Like we're training the next generation of warriors on like Arc Raiders and Call of Duty and Halo. Absolutely incredible stuff. So yeah. What if your AI self gets you canceled? That's true. Oh, that would suck. No, AI Josh, no. What if AI Josh gets triggered even more than me? What if AI Josh literally has a talk with me and he's like, look, I can't do this shit anymore. Okay, they won't stop with the blob jokes. They won't stop typing 500 in chat. They won't fucking stop. I can't fucking handle it. You know what I mean? What? Maybe AI Josh can't handle it. I don't know. AI Josh is going to be Clue to Josh's Flynn. Ooh, that could be kind of interesting. Yeah. That could be kind of interesting. I don't know. All right. So anyway, any last minute thoughts here, guys, on the whole AI photo situation? Any questions about this whole situation here? They've been using those remote weapons already? Yes, absolutely correct. Yeah. What if AI Josh is racist towards the other clankers? Oh man, I feel like he's gonna get into some beefs he's gonna start writing some checks that I can't cash, you know? Holy. At least you're real about the shill checks. The worst thing they did have it showcased though. Yeah, they didn't actually pay me at all, but they obviously treated me really well, right? They flew me, I guess they did fly me out to New York. And showed me the game. They gave me the game. They gave me a meta quest. I mean, they buttered me up. What did Woolman say? But why don't you butter me up? Lay it on. Nice and thick. So they obviously treated me really well. So I'm more apt to talk about the game. But to be honest with you, I don't even know if I'll make a main channel video on it. I did 2 streams. Maybe I'll cut some stuff up and put that on the clip from me talking about it just now. but I'm not really going to push it too much other than that. I think I've probably talked more about it on streams than anything. And yeah, I feel like I've done my part. And again, I probably won't even make another main channel video. So it's like, it's all a balancing act and, you know, trying to figure out that whole situation. If I thought the game was ass, I would say it. I don't think it's ass. I really like it. So yeah. Remember hand-painted backdrops, hand-painted posters, stop motion, black and white, things change. Yeah, 100%. You're absolutely correct. Yep. They're already controlling drones with Steam Decks. Yeah, but like think about the might of the American gamers put into actual like killbots. I think there's a sleeping giant that is maybe been planned. But we'll just see. Not necessarily for the better. You know, I'm reminded of this thing that Kennedy said in a speech. He was talking about nuclear power and going to the moon, space travel, space flight, and he said something to the effect of whether or not these things will be used for good or for evil is up to us. No technology has a bias, a moral standing. It is up to us what we do with this technology. So, yeah. Like thinking about 2012, me on COD, I'd be going bonkers in the Middle East right now, brother. If they get like, hook me up with some like Halo 3 physics bot, and I will like what I'll do with an offhand grenade. We'll go on Sports Center. You know what I mean? Crazy, dude. And who knows? I mean, it could happen. I mean, how else were we gonna fight the aliens? You know, Josh. This all reminds me of Ender's Game. Yeah, fair. Could be something like that. Yeah. Have you seen the Spanish leak about Sentry as Molecule Man? No, I have not. Send me that, though. That sounds awesome. I mean, there's been some indication of Sentry having a big role for sure. Josh, thoughts on the Project Hail Mary trailer? Lord and Miller directed, Gosling starring. I think I saw the trailer. I don't know if I saw it, brother. I'm going to be honest. I like those guys. Could be cool. You know, I don't really have too many thoughts on it, frankly. It was from Majestic. Oh, okay. It's the fact that I know I'm watching something that is real and doesn't have any authenticity. What the fuck? Are you saying AI doesn't have any authenticity? Project Hail Mary looks really good. Watch it, Josh. Okay, yeah. Maybe I'll check it out. War Highlight Center update show would be something. It sure would. Using bots is mute, though, because if a country loses with them bots, they'll just get mad and want to kill again. Yeah, but it's like what's the resource capability of those places to create these bots? You know, the thing about a war bot's kind of interesting is it's obviously an incredibly useful thing. But then if you get hit with like an EMP or something, right? Like, doesn't that just knock out your whole fucking army? So there's always going to be a need, I think, for human troops as well. But yeah, I mean, I think then things become really, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. You know, I've seen some people speculate that the next stage will not be full robots. It'll actually be augmented humans, which kind of tracks. I mean, that you could see something like that happen where we have maybe some exosuits or nanomedical technology inside these people's bodies that allow them to act and operate even faster than a regular human. Augmented soldiers is probably a thing. Did you like the Chainsaw Man movie? I'm not an anime guy, but my normie friend who I got into the MCU over COVID, and he's been trying to get me into it, watched the show last night, and the movie, 8 out of 10. Yeah, I really liked it, man. I thought it was great. It's so wild. It's so funny, and yet it has heart. I love that mangaka. I love his work. I think he's brilliant. So I've been a big fan of his for a while, and to see him be blown up like this is awesome. And yeah, that movie was great. When he's riding on the shark at the end, fighting against the bomb demon or the bomb devil. Oh man, just like, I don't know how much more fun you can have in a scene. And it was really, really good. It will be ugly back and forth. What did Howard say about having a bigger stick? Something like that. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Josh, you've been playing too much VR and Arc Raiders. Don't I know it? Don't I know it? But it's awesome. But it's so awesome. I haven't been a big fan of waking up lately. Ooh, that's tough. Maybe you need to go to bed earlier, brother. All right, let's talk a little about Das X-Men, okay? I think let's start with Hughes Jackman. Let's talk about Hughes Jackman. So, asked about returning to the role. Oh, let me adjust this so you guys can see this here. So, when asked about returning to the role of Wolverine, Hugh Jackman hints at Wolverine Return of the Future of the MCU movies. I'm never saying never again. The actor made it pretty clear that anything can happen. Ever since 2024's Deadpool and Wolverine smashed box office records, fans have been wondering, was Hughes Jackman finally hung up his adamantium claws for good? Well, in typical Marvel fashion, the actor refuses to give anyone a straight answer. But he is offering fans some hope. During his Saturday visit to the Graham Norton show, Jackman was asked to address the possibility of his return to the role. And instead of shutting it down outright, he made it pretty clear that anything can happen. Every time you're on, you got to go, nope, I'm not doing that again, Norton pointed out. But then you keep making another one, and it's a big, big hit. So are you going to have to do it again? Maybe. Jackman replied with a sly look at the studio audience. He then joked, I am never saying never, ever again. He continued, I did mean it when I said never until the day when I changed my mind, but I really did quit for a few years. I meant it. Jackman joked that after his many appearances as Wolverine, the studios have got enough to just add an AI version of him to the new films. He quipped, in fact, I've done your show 5 or 6 times. I could be in the dressing room right now. Oh my God, we're all thinking it. We're all thinking it. Wow, insane. Jackman teasing comes at a perfect time. Already, speculation is rampant about whether Wolverine or Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, could have a part to play in the next big MCU team-up movies, Avengers, Doomsday. Prior to Deadpool and Wolverine, Jackman seemed to bid a definitive farewell to his superhero days with 2017's Logan. The acclaimed film not only wrapped up his character arc, but also included Wolverine's death. But the idea of returning for Wolverine with Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, was too good to turn down. I was on my way, just driving, and literally, just like a bolt of lightning, came this knowing deep in my gut that I wanted to do this film with Ryan, Jackman told Fandango in 2024. For Deadpool and Wolverine to come back together, I swear to you, when I said I was done, I really thought I was done. But in the back of my head, ever since I saw Deadpool, I was like, those two characters together, I knew it. I knew the fans wanted it ever since I put on the claws. People talked about those two. So that had always been there, but I just knew. Yeah, really, really interesting there. Okay, so comments here. And I tell you, I did have another part of an article here. So let's just kind of see what comicbook.com has to say about this. Yeah, they're kind of just saying the same thing. There's this AI-generated leaked photo. This is one of those ones, you guys see this? And it's wild, right? Because, like, I don't know, man. I mean, is this AI too? Like, is this really... Is this really AI, brother? Because I'm telling you, man, if this is AI, just use this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm dead ass. If this is AI, just fucking use this shit. Because this looks incredible. Like, these 3 homies like this in the film would blow my fucking mind, dude. It really would. Then again, maybe this is just behind the scenes and they're visiting the set or something, right? But regardless of all of that, right? Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, he's talking about coming back. So let's go through what we think we know about this due to insiders, scoopers, rumors, and things of that nature. So right now, it does seem that
Hugh will be back. And I've actually been reporting to you for a long time that Hugh is going to remain Wolverine even in the MCU reboot, which is probably going to be known as the MCU reset. I think that's the terminology that Kevin's sort of landed on and that he's using when speaking about this sort of stuff. So for a long, long time, we kind of thought they would be around. Now, I think according to My Time to Shine, they want to do a trilogy of movies with Deadpool and Wolverine, and that probably means either 2 more or 3 more. And I do remember that other scoopers were speaking about how when the MCU reset kicks off, when we get into the mutant era with these actual characters and the MCU version of the X-Men, that Wolverine was probably going to be mostly absent from that team and instead was going to be doing his own thing. Now, that could mean that there is an MCU Wolverine, like a new Logan, that's going to go do Alpha Flight stuff or something. And then Jackman's Wolverine may exist still in another universe, because I do think the entire multiverse is going to return. Or he's still just there on 616 as something like a refugee from the multiversal war. And I wonder if that's the way they're going to do it. But that has been what is kind of out there. I remember when I was reading the new X-Men relaunch, and in the very first issue, Wolverine is like, they go rescue Wolverine, but he refuses to join under Cyclops' team. And it was really cool. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because a lot of people thought that when they launched that new thing, which is a whole nother thing, they sort of killed the Krakoa era early, and Dan Buckley decides, we're going to do this new X-Men thing to have better brand synergy with the team that we want to establish in the MCU reset X-Men. So I kind of thought about that, and I was like, oh man, I wonder if that's what they'll do. Because imagine this, your new X-Men movie, and Wolverine is a mutant that they have to go rescue, right? So that way you have Wolverine in the movie for a little bit of cameo, but he's not a part of the X-Men team. So I'm just throwing that out there just because something I noticed. But it does appear that Jackman's sticking around. We did hear that actually Reynolds, the project that he's working on, he wants Deadpool, Wolverine, he wants Cable back, and then he wants Storm. He wants the actual Storm, the 616, the new reset Storm, who I've been told Ryan Reynolds wants Cynthia Ervino or whatever her name is to play. And they want that team. Now, to me, that feels like an Exiles thing. That feels like the perfect Exiles X-Force thing where they're going through multiversal adventures and having fun like that. I think that would be great. Deadpool's maybe one of the only characters that even in a post-Secret Wars MCU could still do multiversal stuff, because he could literally joke about it. Like he could be like, yeah, I know we're definitely all sick of that multiversal shit. Secret Wars was absolutely amazing, but Deadpool can't just be sticking around. Papa Feige didn't want him hanging out with his new nice X-Men characters, so I'm stuck with these fuckers as we jump around the multiverse. And he's like making fun of it. So you could actually be self-referential, joke about it, and yet still utilize the beauty of the multiverse. Speaking of Deadpool VR, I love the setup because so you end up working for Mojo and you're out going after powerful characters in the Marvel Universe to recruit to go fight in Mojo World and get great ratings. Even something like that is a really fun avenue by which you can open up the multiverse, go into these different universes, find these different iconic characters and have fun with them. So that's kind of, I guess, the latest updates about this. It certainly made news because of the Entertainment Weekly article. Anytime one of the actors actually gets out there, or I guess it was Entertainment... Was it Entertainment Weekly? Yeah, it was Entertainment Weekly. Beast was talking on Entertainment Tonight. So kind of cool. Now, I will also say, I believe it was John Cambia said that currently Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is not in Avengers Doomsday. Okay, and I think that's probably accurate. But remember, they're doing additional photography in just a few months here for Avengers Doomsday. So I believe they're shooting March or June or something like that. I'd have to go back and look at exactly what was revealed, but they're going to film a whole nother round of filming for Avengers Doomsday early next year, which, by the way, I was thinking about this, and I think some other people caught on to this as well. The trade article last week that discussed Sadie Sink and her being in the Avengers films. The phrasing of that is kind of interesting because what they said was, I can confirm that Sadie Sink is going to appear in the next Avengers film, which is filming in 2026. Technically, there are 2 Avengers films filming in 2026 in London. One will be Doomsday doing additional photography, and then one will be Secret Wars. So technically speaking, the next Avengers movie that films in London is Doomsday, which is wild. And we're going to talk about Sadie Sink in a little bit. We're going to talk about the Spider-Man Brand New Day rumors and that craziness, because a lot of people have a lot of opinions about that. I still think it could be Jean. And if it's Jean, it's connected to Rabam Allah or Doom is the Great Destroyer, then you could see some really interesting stuff going on with Peter Parker going into potentially a part of Doomsday and then into Secret Wars. So, yeah. So, with all of that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that is the latest updates when it comes to Hugh Jackman, Wolverine. I'm wondering if you have any questions, comments, concerns. What are you guys thinking about this? Dravin Dupree, appreciate you, brother. Getting 6 months of Nerdvention membership for Xmas. Oh, damn. Let's go. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Whoever took it was tall. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's AI. Looks real AF. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of wild, right? Love Mojo. Such a great villain. Yeah. Indeed. And, Ace, I saw your message. I don't think I got back to you, but I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you for the support. I feel like we're doing good over here, too, but we just got to keep it moving. Every universe should have a Spider-Man, and that's what connects the branches in the Spider-Verse. Everyone knows a Spider-Man, and he can bring them all together. Something like that could be going on. Absolutely. I will lose my shit if it's Cynthia. Yeah, so here's the thing. I mean, I don't think Cynthia's a good pick for Storm. However, guys, let's be real about something. These Wicked movies are blowing the fuck up. Like, this shit is crazy. So I could see from a business perspective their desire to involve Cynthia. And also, she is a classically trained actress. She could disappear into the role. They could use a lot of, like, makeup, costuming, wigs, and that nature. If they make her look sexy as hell as Storm, and they pull it off, and she is a good actress, I'd be open to it if she sells me on it. Not my first pick, not even my 10th pick, to be real with you. But I am a little bit more open to it just because of, like, holy shit, like, dude, those Wicked movies are crushing, bro. Like, it's crazy. Please no, I'll stop watching. Yeah, so I hope Marvel realizes a lot of fans would have that hard of a reaction. Storm doesn't need a big actor. I agree with you. I think you could find an unknown. I think you find a smoke show, like an absolute bombshell. Yeah, I think you'd be good. You have to be open to it. You hated the Pedro casting. Yeah, I think that's fair. I was really down on the Pedro casting, and it ended up working a lot better than I thought. So, yeah, that's fair. Cynthia's a great actress. She's a Broadway star who can capture the gravitas of the animated series Storm brings. Again, I actually agree with that. She's just not the pick. I think her physicality is wrong for the character. But again, actors act. If she can disappear into the role and the role is one that I appreciate, then there is no problem, right? Jodie Turner-Smith, I mean, yeah, that's the type for me that would work very well. Maybe like an unknown that has a similar look. Yeah. She's skin and bones. I mean, yeah, yeah. Those wicked press tours with, yeah, they are. You're not wrong. That whole situation's weird. But, you know, it's not really my fandom. I'm not really into it, and I don't really do like drama content or whatever, so I'm not really too focused on it. I need a Storm that I'd clap. It's that simple. Yeah, I think that is accurate. I think Storm needs to be captivating, man. I mean, dude, Doctor Doom fucking puts the Riz on for Storm. You know what I mean? Like, Doctor Doom is like taken aback, right? So I think you need someone like that. Yeah. Jade Cargill. I'll have to look her up, or maybe you guys showed me before. In no multiverse would Storm ever clap you back, Kendall. Oh, damn! Adam, what the hell? What the hell? We're just hanging out with the boys. There ain't no need to be throwing all that kind of shade. Damn. Adam's just feeling feisty, I think. You say Dr. Doom like Mario? A Dr. Doom? Why not? Maybe everybody should say Dr. Doom like Mario, huh? It's me, a Doom. Need that Storm Mussy. Okay, moving right along. Can we talk about something else for a little bit here? So this is kind of fun. Kelsey Grammer talking about his experience on the Doomsday here. Hang on, let me get this set up for you. Storm Ussy is crazy, bro. Okay.
I love him. And
Okay, here we go.
to come back as Beast. I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about, but
Nothing.
It was fun to interact with people I hadn't acted with before.
Who were you most geeked out to interact with?
You know, Thor, and you know, I'm a big fan of Robert Downey Jr.'s. I love him, and
You get to share a scene?
it's sort of sharing a scene. I don't want to go too far. And I really had a great time with the new guy from Fantastic Four.
Oh, Pedro Pascal.
Pedro, yeah, Pedro.
Pedro Pascal.
Thanks, Pedro, wonderful guy. I mean, I really enjoyed hanging out with him, and we worked together.
Yo, okay, I'll explain it all, but let's watch it again.
To come back as Beast. I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about, but
Nothing.
it was fun to interact with people I hadn't acted with before.
Who were you most geeked out to interact with?
You know, Thor, and you know, I'm a big fan of Robert Downey Jr.'s. I love him.
Me too.
You get to share a scene?
It's sort of sharing a scene. I don't want to go too far. And I really had a great time with the new guy from Fantastic Four.
Oh, Pedro Pascal.
Pedro, yeah, Pedro.
Pedro Pascal.
Thanks, Pedro, wonderful guy. I mean, I really enjoyed hanging out with him, and we worked together.
You worked
Some.
together. You shared a scene in
Yes.
some capacity.
Yes. To come back as
Okay, let's go through it. Let's just go through it here, okay?
Beast. I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about, but it was fun to interact with people I hadn't acted with before.
Who were you most geeked out to interact with?
You know, Thor, and
Okay. Okay, Thor. Now, look, man, there's a lot of rumor going on about Thor right now. I'm actually working on some videos for the main channel where we're getting into, more spoilerish rumor stuff. But I think the Chris's are gonna have a lot of fun together, meaning Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans. I think they're gonna lean heavily on those two. Right now, there's kind of a rumor that they will at some point go out into the multiverse and start recruiting variants of themselves, which is pretty interesting. And so I like that idea of them together. Now, as far as him and Beast, I'm not sure how much they actually do share together. Perhaps Beast and Thor will be some of the people that are sort of left over in the arc, which is going to get into the whole Pedro thing in a bit here, which I will explain more of. But yeah, so he's talking about Thor.
you know, I'm a big fan of Robert Downey Jr.'s. I love him, and
You get to share a scene?
it's sort of sharing a scene.
So I've kind of heard that we might get a classic "Oh My Stars and Garters," and he might be watching Doom fuck some shit up. So when he says like we sort of share a scene, I think he's literally referring to a scene where Beast is like, "Oh my stars and garters," and Doom's like big dick in some city or something, like just fucking some shit up, which would be really, really cool. So yeah, maybe that's what it is.
I don't want to go too far. And I really had a great time with the new guy from Fantastic Four.
Oh, Pedro Pascal.
Pedro, yeah, Pedro.
Pedro Pascal.
Thanks, Pedro.
Yeah. So and then here his reaction.
Wonderful guy. I mean, I really enjoyed hanging out with him, and we worked
A lot. We worked together a lot.
together.
You worked
Some.
together. You shared a scene in
Yes.
some capacity.
Yes.
So, this is likely all about building, retrofitting the raft. This is likely about realizing that Victor has tricked everybody and he's playing everybody. And you would assume that Hank. So, I mean, I don't know how much because look, there's a lot out there and we don't know if it's real, but I don't even know how much I want to say about it here. But, my impression is that Chuck and Pedro will essentially realize that Victor has turned on everybody, and at that point, a lot of the X-Men and the Avengers will end up getting together, and it seems like a lot of them that will make it through to Secret Wars via the Raft. I do believe Hank will be one of them. So I think Hank McCoy and Shuri and Reed are going to be like the big brains of that group. And even potentially be a team that wakes up on Battleworld together and has to sort of figure out what's going on with like God Emperor Doom and all of that sort of stuff there.
To come back as bees.
So there you have it there, guys. I thought this was really cool. He seems genuinely excited about it. He seems to have had a great time. And I'm hoping that we get a lot of him, not only in Doomsday, but in Secret Wars as well, as I do think he will be one of them that makes it through into Battleworld via the Raft. So with all of that in mind, guys, what do you make of this stuff here with Kelsey Grammer? You seem burnt out? Oh, not at all, dude. I'm actually feeling incredible, dude. I took like basically Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. I think I did. Well, I worked Sunday morning, and then I did a little bit of work Saturday, but no, not at all. I actually feel fresh as hell. And I have so much to do this week, but I'm actually excited to do it. I think Beast and Cyclops make it to Secret Wars. Yes, I believe so too. Yes, I believe so too. New Science Bros? Yeah, 100%. New Science Bros, and I'm about it. Maybe we'll even get some interactions with him and the Hulk, man. We're probably getting the Illuminati with the OG lineup at the top, right? Well, there's something that leaked that I can finally talk about. This came from Majestic, and I can finally talk about this. So if you're the person that told me not to talk about this, it's out there. I didn't leak it. So I believe the Illuminati of the X-Men universe is going to be called the Great Society, which makes a lot of sense. And you can look up in comics what that means. This has been out there a little bit, you know. Yeah, there's some new leaks indicating that on that X-Men universe, the Illuminati is going to be called the Great Society. And that Great Society has potentially been doing stuff that maybe even Charles's X-Men weren't fully aware of, or maybe he was aware of it. Who knows? We're probably getting the... Oh, was that guy's first message ever? Oh, man. So I'm sorry, bud. You know, our community is just really smart. So, you know, you probably made a new account to try to, like, I don't know, get me to talk about being burnt out or whatever. And you're just such a dumbass that everybody found out. I feel incredible. So now I get to say with my chest how good I feel. And, you know, honestly, life is probably not great for you. And I'm sorry. I didn't do that, though. So maybe stop trying to be like a little asshole on the internet and go do something with your life. You know what I mean? Like, go touch grass. Find something you're passionate about. You know, try to court a woman, you know? Like, do something with your life, bud. You know, it's just sad. Emma Frost? That's a good question. I mean, I definitely wouldn't mind an Emma Frost being a part of the Great Society. So, yeah, that could absolutely work. I mean, I would like that, but here's the only issue. So we have probably Jean Grey, although there's some debate on whether or not we'll have Jean Grey even, right? But I think with Charles having all the psychic abilities, it's like, okay, if you give the X-Men Emma Frost, Jean Grey, and Charles Xavier, I don't know how, I guess other than maybe some magic that interferes with like telepathic abilities or maybe some technology or something like that. I don't know how any of the Avengers teams deal with that. And that's something that they have not really had to deal with too much. So I don't know. On the other hand, though, Emma's awesome. So her being a part of the film, like, am I going to be mad about that? Absolutely not. I need a 6'5", 200-pound pure muscle Emma Frost, please. Well, that's an interesting choice. That is a choice. And this is Patrick Stewart's last movie, right? He isn't in Secret Wars. Yeah, it kind of seems like he isn't, but it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I think they're probably filming so much during the Doomsday filming that some of it could potentially be used in Secret Wars as well. So maybe it's one of those situations. I'm not sure. But yes, that was reported out there. Yeah. Benedict Cumberbatch, it confirmed Secret Wars in an interview. Yeah. He confirmed there's a lot of Doctor Strange coming, I think is what he said. And I agree with that. Yeah. Sentry could deal with it. I mean, yes, potentially he could, or that could be the greatest weakness of Sentry, actually, you know, the fact that he would be susceptible perhaps to telepathic manipulation. Trailer in under a month. I know, dude, it's crazy, bro. This shit is crazy. Like, it's about to pop off, and I don't know. I mean, I'm really, really excited for it. So, a lot of good stuff happening. You seeing Zootopia this week? I am not, but it seems like most of the world is, dude. How is Zootopia... Dude, why does China love Zootopia so much? Zootopia 2 seems like it's gonna fucking crush, man. Like, dominate. Man, I'm so pumped for this teaser trailer. Also, Josh, I don't think you understand how excited I am for the videos you're going to make about each movie leading up to the Doomsday next year. Yes, I am quite excited about that series as well. I've been working on it, and I think it's going to be great, man. I think you're going to like it. The Year of the Snake? Okay. There also hasn't been any kids' movies in forever. Yeah, fair. I mean, I liked the first one, but I don't know that I walked away from it with that feeling of like, oh, this is like a phenomenon. But damn, dude, this second movie here does seem like it's absolutely gonna crush, man. Oh yeah. How did Thanos get the Soul Stone's spear initially? Was that ever answered? The Soul Stone / spear initially? You mean when he kills Gamora? So he sacrifices Gamora to get the Soul Stone. Is that what you're referring to? Shanghai has a whole Zootopia land in their Disney park. No way. For real? No way. Really? That's interesting. Loki's scepter was not the Soul Stone, it was the Mind Stone. Josh, the question would be, will Marvel want to cast Storm as a dark-skinned actress based off of the comic ethnicity origins rather than a skin tone of a lighter skin like comics due to potential backlash? I have no idea. I mean, I assume that's something they think about. I don't have an answer for you, though. Sorry, Mind Stone, pre-Avengers. How did he get it and give it to Loki? So I believe the Mind Stone... I don't know that it... So it was either already in the scepter and Thanos knew that it was in the scepter, or Thanos put it in to the scepter. I don't think that's ever actually fully explained, yeah. You're going to be upset that Disney made Zootopia? I mean, I guess, yeah, maybe. Shit. The Maw took it while nobody was looking. Yeah, maybe. Are any of the Avengers immune to telepathy? I always thought Thor was, but Wanda scrambled his brain pretty easily. So Doctor Doom is. I remember this part where Doctor Doom has an interaction with Emma Frost. Emma, like, peeks into his mind or something like that. And literally with just willpower alone, Doom, like, stops her and basically says, like, hey, girl, like, don't do that. I'll scramble your shit. And she literally just goes, oh, and stops. I think Daredevil partially is. So there's a part in AVX where Psylocke, I think, is fighting, or maybe it was Emma Frost, is fighting Daredevil. And she goes to read his mind, and it's so painful that she can't, because she's not used to, like, what all that sensory overload is like. So Matt, in some ways, is telepathically protected. Yeah, maybe Thor. You could see maybe Thor just from being like strong-willed or whatever. Tony should likely have some kind of technology that could stop it or prevent it, maybe in the armor. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, yeah. What do you guys think? Could Doom's helmet work like Magneto's? Yeah, but Doom doesn't even need to do that. Doom literally is so strong in willpower that psychics can't get through it. The answer to the scepter was not originally stone. It came
Stone when James Gunn writing Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, okay, interesting. Zootopia is looking at potential 400 plus million opening weekend. Yeah, that's nuts, dude. That's crazy town. But I guess Disney needs it, man. They've had a rough year, so. Shakira for Storm. What? Is Magneto immune to magic? No, but his powers are so strong that he could probably affect some energies that maybe would be used by other magic users. Although I can't exactly recall any time that actually happened. Dude, the one thing though that I'm thinking of is like, so on Mars, I think, which they called Acroco at the time, I think, Magneto literally gets his heart ripped out, but he keeps himself alive by using his magnetic power to push his blood around his body, and he gets powered up by Storm. So Storm like gives him all this electromagnetic energy in the atmosphere with her lightning powers, and Magneto channels it into his body, keeping himself alive, even though he doesn't have a heart and he's got this big hole in his chest, and he beats some serious ass, dude. It was amazing. So Magneto's very powerful, but like, I don't know about magic, right? I don't know. Have you seen any Sentry leaks that confirm the concept art? I have seen some. I'm not 100% sure on the validity of them or whatever, but yeah, I've seen some. Pull up the panel. Oh, dude, yeah, I'll pull that up. Let me see here. This shit is so cool. I was like, there's this, let me see if I can find this one. There's this panel with like Storm behind him. It is pretty awesome. Okay, yeah. All right. So here's one here. Oh, let me.
I don't know.
Here's one here for y'all. She's juicing them, man. This panel at the bottom. Ready? Oh, yes. But I must take what I give to him. We both know it. The Akerki watch in shock. Yes, tactics are not help. Yes, nobody fights alone. But this is societal rule, not bent, but shattered explosively, gloriously. Without the need for words, I give of myself, and he accepts without hesitation. Through any error means my life for his. In the broken land, such intimacy is reserved for the closest of lovers. Pretty wild. Here's the panel where it happened. Krakoa era was dope, and I think that's partially why some fans are so upset about it being ended early and whatnot. Here's him, no heart, just keeping himself alive with his own power, and then he gets the juice from Storm. Oh my god. Can y'all see that? Let me make sure y'all can see that. Yeah, dude. Like, this shit was cool, man. Yeah. What comic is that? It was, oh, man. I'm blanking. I think it was X-Men Red. I'm blanking on what exactly it was. It was after X of Swords, and they discover all those like dimensional mutants, and then you discover that Mars was once like the lover of Krakoa or something. They were either the same island or whatever. Yeah, a lot of weird stuff, man. X of Swords was a really weird run. Way of X was awesome. They were just doing some really cool stuff, man. Yes, Steve Def X-Men Red based on those characters. Yeah, I think so. Wasn't Omega Red supposed to be in Deadpool and Wolverine? I don't think he was supposed to be in Deadpool and Wolverine. There have been a lot of rumors of Omega Red, though. Omega Red, I think, was even rumored for Shang-Chi, I think, if I remember correctly. Krakoa needs to be the natural swelling point for the X-Men movies. AVXVE is the mid movie, and Orcus is the way to end it all. That would be fun. I just don't know if that's what they're going to do, you know? What's next on the agenda? I want to talk a little bit about the Mummy movie, and then we're going to talk Sadie Sink and Spider-Mans and all that sort of stuff. So that's what's on the agenda. X-Men Red is only like 18 issues. Series happened after the second Hellfire Gala and through the third and final. Yeah. Inferno is pretty awesome. Jonathan Hickman. Okay, nice. Yeah, I'll have to. I don't know if I checked that one out. Kind of blanking on what that is. He's in that Wolverine PS5 game, and he is a dark, dark character when you actually read into him. Yeah. I mean, he's like a vampire. Dude, he's in the Deadpool VR. I can't wait to fight him in Deadpool VR. Like, that shit's going to be awesome. Magneto death occurred in September 2022 during AVX Judgment Day event. Yes, but there were the resurrection protocols, and I think Magneto didn't want to get brought back, but then they eventually bring him back anyway. So he's back now. Hot take, Josh, but if Sadie Sink played a variant, Marvel will probably blue ball similar to John Krasinski Reed by killing her. Maybe. Deadpool VR looks hella fun. It is hella fun, Tom. It's so fun. I've been loving it. Sadie Sink is Peter's sister, Teresa Shathra, working for the Mother or Spider Queen. Yeah, we'll get into all that. Should we just get into that? Let me just say this. Can I just say one couple things about the Mummy movie, man? So, first of all, Jeff Snyder was right again. He had this way before anybody. The trades are finally confirming it. And I just think it's awesome, man. I'm very happy. I'm very happy for Brandon Fraser, Rachel Weisz, that one dude that was the brother. I think even he's supposed to be in it. So Brandon Fraser, Rachel Weisz in talks to return for a new Mummy movie from Universal, Radio Silence to direct. That's 6 different dudes in a trench coat that are named Radio Silence. We actually looked that up. Oh, you can't see this. That's 6 dudes in a trench coat that are making the movie. And this just confirms a lot of the same stuff that we were hearing, okay? It's going to kind of retcon the third movie. It's a continuation, which, by the way, Brandon was out talking about that third movie, and he said they literally only made it because of the Olympics. Did you guys hear about this? Like, NBC, and they were doing the Olympics. They just wanted the movie out there for some kind of promotion of the Olympics or some shit. I was like, what the hell is this? But he was really disappointed in it. He also said he's really excited for the fans. They've wanted this for a long time, and he's excited to make it. So I agree with you, Mr. Frazier, and I'm so damn excited to see The Mummy 4. We're a Mummy channel now. Let's go. Let's get it. Thoughts, chat? Thoughts about The Mummy? We'll keep it brief. Dumb? What? Yes. Need me one of those VR thingies? Oh, hell yeah. Den of Mummies, baby. Hell yeah. Did the movie come out the same year as the 2008 Beijing Olympics? I'm not sure. I just heard sort of from someone else where he was talking about that in a clip. I didn't even watch the full clip. Really don't give a fuck. What? You're telling me you didn't watch those Mummy movies back in the day? These are some of the most, these are incredible movies. These are incredible action movies. They don't make them like this anymore. Holy. Movie of the century. Haven't seen it, though. What? You better go back and watch that Mummy movie, man. Holy. Yeah, retcon. Yeah, retroactive continuity. They're probably going to ignore stuff that happened in the third one or, like, undo it. No, the NBC thing was dumb. Hype for a movie. Really happy for Brandon. Yes. The Mummy 2 is peak. It's great. It's great. Yeah. Oh, nice, Purple Funk. That's awesome, man. Nice, dude. The Rock is Scorpion King. I want it. I want The Rock to come back as Scorpion King. Do full prosthetics this time. Let Rock actually act, because apparently he can actually act now. Oh, that would be dope, dude. That's $1 billion movie right there. Get the Rock apocalypse in it. Great movies, but I haven't seen them in forever. Yeah, but it'll give you a reason to watch them again before the new one comes out, you know? We went from talking about a guy who played Fraser to Brandon Fraser. Simulation confirmed. Yeah, dude, and I'm feeling like 6'7", you know? Have we heard anything else about The Rock in the MCU? No. Just what was already out there is just still kind of floating around. We don't have any updates on it. Yeah. All right, you ready to talk some Spider-Man, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, y'all ready to talk some Spider-Man? Spider-Man! We are all begging for the Scorpion King, too. Exactly, Patty Pope. Let him know. Let him know, Patty Poop. Okay. Let's talk about this shit, okay? So we got a lot to talk about here. So I think Spider-Man Brand New Day continues to be a interesting, intriguing, and confusing Marvel project. And the rumors, the leaks, I mean, I frankly feel like it's just as wild as Doomsday, maybe even more wild than Doomsday in some ways. And we're all just kind of trying to figure out what's going on. So let's first talk about this. This is just a little scoop here from Pooper Scooper Daniel RPK. And then we'll get into an article and some other stuff that Majestic is saying about Shathra. And then I'll speculate about what I think is going on, because I'm still on this Jean Grey shit. I cannot stop with the Jean Grey shit. Hey, by the way, chat, I just want to know, throw a 1 into the chat if you're still on this Jean Grey train. If you are still on the Jean Grey train, throw a 1 into the chat. I want to know how many of y'all are as crazy as me, and you just can't let go. Oh, damn, we got some crazies up in here. Okay, cool. So I'm in the right group with the right peeps here. And yes, West Asia's own Daniel RPK, which, if you remind me later, I'll address this whole thing. I think I think they just bought the account from the same guy, frankly. They bought the account from the same guy. Maybe a guy named TC. Spider-Man Brand New Day will reportedly feature a villain who has the power to control people via Pooper Scooper Daniel RPK. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Let's take Daniel at his word here. Let's assume this is correct. So, a villain who has the power to control people. That's really interesting. This would make some of the leaks, the rumors, and even the log line that's out there make a little bit more sense. So one of the things that I think is going on is we've heard you're going to get some Punisher fighting Hulk, maybe Punisher fighting Spider-Man, maybe Spider-Man fighting Hulk, maybe Spider-Man fighting Punisher, maybe everybody fighting everybody. Like it just seems like it could be really, really crazy. Well, if there is a villain here who can control people, then all of a sudden I think this could explain some of that weirdness in the early reports. And if it is a villain that is controlling people, this could be how you get Hulk to go savage once again. This could be why you have Punisher fighting Hulk, Hulk fighting Punisher, and maybe all of them fighting each other. It's an interesting element to the film, right? Now, the next obvious question would be, well, what villains are out there that could control people? So let's throw some of them into the chat. So there's, of course, Kilgrave, the Purple Man. There's Mr. Negative, right? I wonder if Shathra herself could actually control people. Not too sure about that. But then the other choices are telepaths. So Jean Grey, Professor X, Emma Frost, Rachel Summers, a lot of different characters that have telepathic abilities or psychic abilities are able to control people. Okay. Well, what about Shathra? Right? In fact, I'm just going to look this up right now and see. Does Shathra have the ability to control people? Let's see here. Does the Spider-Man villain Shathra, I think, right? Or Shathra, have the ability to mentally control people? Let's see. I kind of don't think so, but I do know she does weird stuff. She can open portals. She's connected to the web of life and destiny. And that's going to come into play in a second here, because there's still a lot of folks thinking and believing that Shathra has the ability to control people. Okay. She does kind of have some psychic influence, but not exactly traditional mind control. She has superhero strength, speed, durability. She can fly, claws and stingers. She can travel between dimensions and realms. She projects a hive song, a psychic or psionic signal that controls her brood, other spider-wasp creatures, weakens or echoes the will of the spider totems, which includes Spider-Man and other spider-powered beings, making them more vulnerable to her influence. She has the power to bestow
capacity, she can grant power to others, such as the Sisterhood of the Wasp. So the Hive song seems to function like a hive mind link that influences wills, especially those of spider totems, rather than outright puppeteering minds in a very detailed way. Manipulation via disguise. She can shapeshift into human form as Sharon Keller. She uses psychological manipulation to deceive people emotionally or socially. Neurotoxin paralysis. She also has stingers, which can take people out. Now, it is the manipulative disguise, psychological manipulation that I think is interesting there, because others are saying that the main villain of this film is going to be a shapeshifter. So Shathara could operate that way, or Shathra or whatever, could operate that way, and maybe she's controlling people by shapeshifting. Okay? Could totally be that. Could absolutely be that. And in fact, let's now look at this article here, which is going to outline some of this for us here, okay? So, let me move that over here. Get this one over here. Hang on, sorry. Exclusive. Shathara targets Peter Parker as Dr. Doom manipulates the multiverse, okay? Warning, this post contains spoilers, blah, 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 blah. Take it all with a grain of salt. Marvel Spider-Man Brand New Day will reportedly feature a villain who has the power to control people, as confirmed by Pooper Scooper Daniel RPK. We previously reported that Sadie Sink is playing the role of Shathara, who is the main villain of Spider-Man Brand New Day, and she will also appear in Avengers Secret Wars. She is a wasp goddess who feeds on spider totem energy, corrupting and possessing her victims to increase her own power. Peter Parker's worst week does not start by chance. It starts because someone wants to see where he breaks. In Brand New Day, Shathra manipulates several events in Spider-Man's week. It's getting juicy. According to Insider Majestic, Sync would be Shathra, or Shathara, I think it's Shathra, in the MCU. Her character would be an entity tied to the web of life and destiny, capable of sensing multiversal anomalies. That all tracks. Shathra would detect that Doctor Doom is manipulating the web to save his reality from an incursion. That interference would be the first sign of total collapse of the multiverse. Before the collapse, Shathra would test Peter Parker in Spider-Man's Brand New Days, giving him the worst week of his life. I already had the worst week of my life. It was when we broke the camera in the computer. So maybe I'm getting messed with too. Am I Spider-Man? The movie would function as a modern version of The Labors of Hercules, but applied to Spider-Man. There would be no traditional villain. It's a challenge to Peter's soul and will before the end of the multiverse. Damn. Okay, so this is coming from Majestic, and this is possibly what it is. But again, like, my thing here, and this is not to, talk shit on anybody here, is I continue to believe that Marvel has upped their game in so far as how sophisticated they are at hiding leaks, okay? And I continue to believe that Sadie Sink's character is going to be a Phoenix variant, a Jean Grey ripped from the multiverse. And I think that a ripped, dark, and evil Jean Grey could absolutely fit all of this stuff. Number one, she can shapeshift. Not physically, but she's so psychically powerful that she can make people think she looks like anybody, right? Number two, she would absolutely be able to control other people, and she would absolutely be able to do things to make Peter Parker have an absolutely terrible week, okay? And as far as the connection to the web of life and destiny, it is possible Marvel could do something really weird where the White Hot Room and the Phoenix Force and the life force of, just generally speaking, the entire multiverse is ultimately connected to the spider totems, to destiny, to eternity, and all of that sort of stuff, right? And Sadie Sink's character could be a malicious dark Phoenix that's maybe not even tapped into the life force anymore. Maybe he's tapped into like the death force or Alioth or the antimatter or something, right? It's gonna be like a dark, like the darkest version of Dark Phoenix we'd ever seen that's not actually a normal Phoenix. And maybe she's just there to screw with the heroes, to prevent some of the most powerful heroes that could stand in Doom's way from being able to do so.
And I think she kind of still fits the bill completely with the Jean Grey thing. And the reason I still believe Jean is possible is because, like, if I were Marvel and I wanted to hide this Jean Grey thing, I would come up with a plot like this. And I would say, Shathra, she's Shathra. And then all the qualities that Shathra has are so close to the same thing that Jeannie has that you could basically just put into the script, put out into the concept art, do all these different things and say it's Shathra. And then, like, on the day of set, you just alter a few of the dialogue lines, do a little reveal with a skeleton crew at the end, like they did with Luke Skywalker and The Mandalorian. And then all of a sudden, she's freaking Jean freaking Grey. Okay? Another reason I believe this is because Jeff Snyder said she was Jean Grey. Before anybody had any clue that Sync was joining the MCU, Snyder said she was being looked at for the character of Jean Grey. That doesn't necessarily mean 100% she's Jean Grey, but it means one of the best reporters we have had very reliable people tell him that she was going to be Jean Grey. Okay? And this whole idea of her now being in Battleworld as well, or even Doomsday, as I mentioned earlier on in the stream, that technically, when you look at what the trade said last week, they said she'll be in London filming next year for the next Avengers movie. Well, the next Avengers movie is Avengers Doomsday. It's doing a lot of filming in 2026 in London. Early 2026, they're filming for Doomsday. So she could be in both. She could be in all of them. And then I think back to the comments made by Kevin Feige where he said, I think you're going to see some of these X-Men start to pop up in these next coming films. And we haven't seen that at all. There's literally only one more movie before Doomsday. And Kevin said that was a thing. So if it's a thing, there's only really one place for it before Doomsday, and it's Spider-Man. Okay? On top of that, I actually think this would be the perfect way to set up a Jean Grey that's about to enter into the MCU, and yet have some of the characters from 616 have had a bad fucking experience with this character. So they're going to be on guard and not happy about seeing a Jean Grey pop up if they have any recollection from Doomsday and potentially from the Battleworld thing as well. Okay? So that is kind of where I am at with this whole Spider-Man Brand New Day situation. Maybe it is just Shathra, and maybe then that connects to the Spider Island on Battleworld or something of that nature. The last thing I'll say about this before I start looking at what you're saying in chat is I really find it interesting that there were those reports of the Doom variants that were female in a gold mask. One was wearing gold, one was wearing purple, one was wearing green. And I told you guys that when I looked back at Avengers Forever, and I noticed that there was a dark Phoenix variant dressed in green with a golden mask that was there in the Multiversal Masters of Evil, that was a dark Phoenix variant. I just think there's enough evidence here that we can still hold on to that. I don't know that it's real. In fact, the odds are it's not. The odds are it is probably Shathra. But I'm still here thinking to myself, like, I just don't know. I think, you know, between the Snyder thing and some of these other things I mentioned, there's still reason to believe it could be Jean freaking Grey. So with all of that said and all of that in mind, what do you make of this chat? What do you think? I need a nut roll. I do need a nut roll, and it's almost time. Thanksgiving right around the corner. The seasonal nut rolls are starting to hit all the local bakeries. I'm going to go around and get a bunch of them. My God, I'm going to shove so much nut roll down my throat. Reminds me of Crisis on Infinite Earths with testing heroes before the multiversal collapse. Actually, you know what? Let me add one more possibility here. Can I add one more possibility here, guys? Now, this would actually be crazier than the Jean Grey thing, okay? So let me go absolutely nuts and tell you the other thing that I was thinking that would be so crazy, but would be so fun, okay? So what if it's actually Captain Universe? It's the Omni-Force. It's the Enigma Force, okay? And the Enigma Force is testing Peter so that he could prove worthy of being the host of the Enigma Force. What if Tom Holland's Spider-Man is about to become Cosmic Spider-Man and save the frickin' day
in ye old Battleworld Secret Wars movie, right? Now, right away, there are some people that were already thinking that Toby would be Cosmic Spider-Man, okay? But I don't think so. I think Toby is going to probably bite the dust in Doomsday, so to speak, and then just kind of be co-opted. Yeah, Captain Universe. Yeah, that's what I said, right? So what if it's that? Too nerdy, too sweaty, no shot. Well, here's the only thing I'll say to that is in Deadpool and Wolverine, it is clearly suggested that matter and antimatter are these like primal forces of the universe, and that when they come together, they shred everything. But remember, you have that golden energy. You've got that golden, orangish, yellowish energy that is the matter or the life force energy. And then you have the dark blue, purple hued negative energy, the antimatter. And matter and antimatter are these sort of diametrically opposed, let's call them principles of reality. And I would not be surprised if Marvel wanted to make it as simple as like the light side versus the dark side. How many of you guys have read King in Black? So in King in Black, at the end of that, the Enigma Force or the Life Force grants its power to Eddie Brock. That is how he is able to defeat Null. He actually takes the Silver Surfer surfboard, turns it into a fucking axe, gets the Enigma Force, and destroys Null. It's super badass. But even in that book, they were setting up this idea that there's this light side of the, universe, multiverse, omniverse, and then there's this dark side of the multiverse, omniverse, universe. So it would be crazy, but I don't know if you're going to go that crazy. Now's the time. Now's the time. Oh, and Thor's hammer. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and so Tom Selleck brings up an interesting point here. There's some rumblings that perhaps that character or the concept of that character, like that actual variant of Spider-Man, might be in somewhat of a legal limbo between Sony and Marvel. But they've figured stuff out like that before. I mean, Ego the Living Planet was Fox's. So they made a deal with the Deadpool movie where they could use Negasonic Teenage Warhead as a name, and that was something Marvel owned. And then Marvel was able to use Ego the Living Planet, which was something Fox owned. So there are ways to like negotiate those things. And plus, it's a Sony movie. So you would think, well, I guess it would then go into Marvel movies in Doomsday. So I don't know. I mean, maybe they sorted that out. Would you guys want Cosmic Spider-Man? Dude, I love Cosmic Spider-Man. I think Cosmic Spider-Man is like... Because like, think about this too. We've heard that maybe you're going to get Phoenix Force Cyclops. Okay, so maybe Phoenix Force Cyclops... not just in the end of Doomsday, but also potentially on Battleworld. Phoenix Force Cyclops, Cosmic Spider-Man. Like, dude, like give me some of that juice, baby. That's what I would want that. Even Spider-Man Secret Wars was all about good versus evil. Yes, that is correct. And I don't know, maybe that's just a way to sort of synthesize that for normies, right? Was thinking about Captain Universe. She's in Avengers 2012 and she feels the multiverse collapsing. Yes. So when the person first told me that Sadie Sink's character was the multiverse, I had incorrectly remembered that the character of Abyss was an extension of the multiverse, but that's not what it was. There was an actual Captain Universe, and there's this scene with Shang-Chi, actually, which is interesting because Shang-Chi's a part of this shit too. There's a scene with Shang-Chi where he helps her meditate and realize her real identity, where she was this random person that died in a car accident. The Enigma Force sort of grabs her up and uses her as a host. But the thing is, she's sick. She's dying because the multiverse is collapsing. And so therefore, all the Captain Universes are collapsing. So there's certainly precedence, even in the Hickman Time Runs Out and into the Secret Wars stuff, for the use of Captain Universe. So I don't know. I mean, it's just something. It is something I was thinking about for sure. Was Scott Lang supposed to be 616 Deadpool? It would make so much sense. I don't know about that. I mean, that's kind of a fun idea. 2099, the 2099 variant of what? Of Cosmic Spider-Man? I gotta look that up. Let's see here. So Cosmic Spider-Man
$20.99. That's a real thing? I don't. Cosmic Superior Spider-Man? There was a Superior Spider-Man? So here, I'll show you an image of Cosmic Spider-Man for those of you that don't know here. All right, here's a pretty good look at him here. Okay, so you kind of have that like cosmic looking thing here, Future Foundation-ish looking suit. You know, you got the actual Spider-Man mask here, but then it's all blue. He can shoot power stuff. He can actually teleport his energy shots. It's wild, dude. He can like shoot through objects and things of that nature. Dude, there was a hero click of Cosmic Spider-Man that was like the most busted fucking thing you've ever seen. Oh my god, it was amazing. Let me see if I find any other version. Is there a 2029 version of this? I cannot recall it if so. If somebody finds it in chat, send me a link to the image, because here's a badass image here, huh? I think this dark blue here with like the galaxy stuff is really working, dude. Like that would be really cool. And is that Moreland there or one of the inheritors? Really interesting. Gosh dang, man. Oh, that's so cool. I love the energy that he has around the fist too. The aura has aura. Woo! Holy! All right, let me pull up chat. Cosmic Ghost Rider above all other things. I mean, maybe the Enigma Force grants its power to multiple heroes. I'm not sure. Dual Boy says, I like this idea, but the last few years of Marvel have given me zero hope that the movies will be anything other than lame, woke nonsense. I can't necessarily blame you for feeling that way. All I can tell you is, like, I take this job very seriously, and I look into this stuff. I speak to a lot of people, and I'm just sitting here telling you, like, they're cooking on these next two. Like, I think they are turning the corner. I think things are going to be very different, but I also cannot blame you for feeling that way. I think this year, next year in 2026 is the year that Marvel kind of gets its balls back. And I truly believe that. And I'm really excited for it. But I think for some of you, and maybe that's you, you're just going to have to see it. Like, you're actually going to have to see it before you believe it. And that is okay. Let's see here. Brutal the Bear says, I'm just happy the idea of combining all Marvel movies via retcon and Doomsday Secret Wars is happening. Hell yes, brother. It is very cool. Stiltman, get out of here. It's Moreland's dad. Ooh, okay. What if Sadie is Jean Grey / Shathra? Also, Jean controls minds, and maybe Sadie is the Shathra host / avatar, possibly controlling her. Yeah, so you're kind of combining it all. I like that. I wonder if that's a little too complex for the audience. I don't know. I guess we can just hope that it's going to be really, really good. I mean, the idea of a character manipulating people and these heroes having to fight each other and Spider-Man trying to, like, figure out what is all going on is really interesting. I also think, and I wonder if it's not going to be the Enigma Force and like Cosmic Spider-Man, then it's potentially the symbiote. What if it's both? What if he gets the symbiote and the Enigma Force? Or what if the symbiote allows him to not be manipulated by Shathra or something, you know? I'm not really sure, but dude, get crazy as hell with it. Get comic booky as fuck, man. That's what I want. Nick Cage could be playing two Marvel characters, Spider-Noir and Ghost Rider. I think Spider-Man Noir is going to be its own thing. I don't think he's going to show up in Secret Wars or anything like that. And I'm very excited for that book or that show. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know that we're going to get that in Secret Wars. In the same sense, we're not getting Miles either, right? So they just have to not overexpose the movie before it comes out. Which one? You mean just in general? Well, and maybe this is their plan, but it almost feels like they've so overexposed it that people are either checked out or they don't know what's real. So maybe that's a successful strategy, because at the end of the day, it allows like the super nerds like us to get in there, talk about every possibility. But the normies are maybe like checked out and it just all seems like goobly glob to them. But then they get into the movie and it should be executed in such a way that they're able to follow along with it, that they're able to understand it, you know? So I don't know. I mean, I think I think the Scoopers have done some damage to the fandom, and I don't like what Daniel has done. I'm not a fan of what Shine has done. And yeah, I mean, their accounts are both from the same place. Their accounts are both made like literally using either the same VPN. They've used the same app to access it, and a lot of people think they're the same person. You know, Lizzie from Cosmic Circus came out and pushed back very hard against them being the same person. I don't even know that it matters if they're the same person, because I think the truth is it just indicates that they are the same ilk. Like they are collaborators in some way that is not good. And I think these two have done some serious damage to the fandom. And I wish they would stop. But in a world where they won't stop, perhaps Marvel has figured out the next best thing. And maybe the next best thing is to sort of just oversaturate that entire marketplace so that there's not as much of an incentive for people to go to that well, and potentially even harm the idea, the hype, the interest in leaks itself. And I'm not against that. I've said so many times that people will say, like, whenever I bring this up, right? Like people will push back and be like, but you what would you make videos on all their stuff? Brother, I had better views literally before these motherfuckers got on the scene. When we were running in for Endgame or Infinity War and Endgame and all that sort of stuff, literally bigger views. Now, obviously Marvel was popping bigger back then, but we didn't need that shit then, and it was a speculative thing. There would be leaks, there would be rumors, and there would be speculation, actual speculation, theory crafting, being a fan. It's so different than these two weirdos from West Asia literally coming out here and fucking piecemealing out all the actual information in such a way that shuts down speculation. Shit ain't good. I wish they would retire. But we can't force them to retire. So I think maybe the next best thing is talk about everything. You know what I mean? Talk about everything. Let's flood it. And I'll talk about everything. I'll talk about the BS. I'll talk about the real stuff. The problem with me is, like, I do feel an inclination to try to be accurate. And I feel like that's maybe counterintuitive to even what I just explained. So, you know, it's a work in progress. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to do my best here. But, you know, we live in the world we live in. You know, we live in the world we live in, and I'm just going to try to evolve how I approach this sort of stuff and figure out the best way forward. And that's the best we can do. But with all of that being said, it's not so bad. You know, it's not so bad. And I do think we're headed towards a lot of really interesting shit. And I think next year's going to be absolutely incredible. So any other thoughts, comments, questions, concerns here? Anything else, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the Spider-Man's brand news day, man? What else do you think is going on? What else is going on? Just make it good? Sure. I mean, I think that would also be good. You think if she is Shathra, that's Venom's way into the MCU? Well, I think Venom is already in the MCU via the post-credit scene of Venom 2 or Far From Home, or No Way Home. I don't remember which one. But yeah, I think the Venom symbiote is still in there. And I'll tell you this, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I was actually told that Peter Parker was going to die. I was told Peter Parker was going to die in this movie. Funeral and all. R.I.P. And then the symbiote was going to kind of crawl into the thing and like, blip, and then he's back to life. Which would be wild. So, I don't know. Maybe that's still on the table in some way, shape, or form, you know? That would be wild. What would you guys think of that? Well, I don't even know that was the ending, Sibs. I think that might have been like the end of the second act. And then he's like, I'm back, I'm alive, and I got the Venom symbiote now, motherfucker. I don't know. Yeah. When the hell are we going to get a trailer for this? It seems like we're going to get the trailer in Doomsday. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's either Doomsday teaser and then full trailer for the Super Bowl, or it's the teaser for the Super Bowl. Josh, I think you're right about the next Avengers theory. Marvel might reboot the Avengers into children, and the X-Men be the only focus. Well, I don't think they're going to do that. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that, brother. But I think the Avengers will exist, but they'll kind of take a back seat, maybe pop up in a few films or shows or whatever. What do I got to do to get a shout out here? I love your channel. Literally every evening I watch your videos and only go to you for updates and news. Please keep doing what you're doing. You kick ass. Nitsujo Super Saiyan 4. Nitsuju. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate the love. And we're going to keep doing our thing. Josh, I need Knighted again, and you missed a member chat, I think. Okay, I'll look at that. Sissacro 21 Stowe, you are a Nerdvenger now, and I almost slipped all over that and said bad words, so good job on your username, I guess, motherfucker. All right, let's look at these chats here. By the way, is that Tom Brady clip real? We don't have to say anything about what he actually said, but is that Tom Brady clip real? Did he really? Stranger Things 5 on Wednesday or what? Hell yeah, brother. Lone Wolf, appreciate you. First time making it. Okay, I did knight you. Hey, Josh, 2 words. Dub Bears. Hate it. Thanks. Can't believe 48 months. Okay, I think we got that. Really just sending this to see how many months I've been, but damn, that intro was fire. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Okay, we got that one there. Cosmic Ghost Rider. I'm just happy about the idea of combining all Marvel movies via the retcon. Yes. Yeah, so wait a minute. Who said I missed their chat? Am I crazy here? Oh, here we go. At this point, we might be getting our money's worth in Avatar tickets just to see Doomsday, The Odyssey, Nerd Adventures for Life, 58 months. Yeah, and Supergirl. Don't forget about Supergirl. I know everybody's like, no, Supergirl. It could be good. We got to give Gunn a chance. It might be the last goddamn movie they make over there after David Ellison kicks him to the curb. So I think we need to get out there and support Supergirl now. Appreciate you, man. Much love. Much love. All right. Anything else? What are y'all talking about? What Brady clip? Don't worry about it. Toby could be the one who gets revived by the symbiote. Maybe. Nah, screw DC. Damn. When is Supergirl supposed to release? I think it's early summer next year. Early summer, yeah. Yeah. Look, I'm excited for that movie. I hope they have done enough to push that movie to normies and people that are skeptic of like all the woke shit. You know what I mean? I know some of you are like, I don't give a damn about those people. That's fine. You don't have to. But as a commercially run company, they should. So I hope that they've done enough to sort of alleviate the concerns of some of those folks, because obviously Predator Badlands didn't do enough. Oh, Chad, are you fucking mad? Are you fucking mad about it? Yeah, sorry. And look, I'm not trying to be a dick about this, but Predator Badlands is probably going to lose Disney like $50 million, dude. You know? Oh, Ross is here. Oh, no, Ross, I just talked shit on your shit, man. Got him. Oh, he's raging. Well, let me say it to you like this, Ross, okay? And I think this is fair, brother. I think this is fair. You didn't watch Badlands or Sinners. Yet. You forgot yet. Put yet into that statement. Okay, listen. You're being a meanie. I am being a little mean, but just listen, okay? The movie might not be a girl boss movie, but it is clear the movie did not do enough to make that narrative go away, and it's clear the movie didn't do enough to excite enough fans to go to the theater. Isn't that fair? Isn't that fair? Like, come on, man. I'm not saying that it is a girl boss film because I haven't seen it, but I'm telling you right now that shit was everywhere out there. I mean, whose fault? Like, I don't know. I don't want to get too deep on this, but like, it's their fault. It's Disney's fault. It's Disney's fault, dude. If you made a 4-quadrant movie that's super dope that everybody would love, then you fucked up the marketing. And if you didn't fuck up the marketing, then you fucked up your own rep. You have a stigma. You have a stink on your company. And I know it's crazy because Zootopia 2 is about to fucking light the world on fire, and Lilo and Stitch lit the world on fire, so Disney can still crack hits. But let's be real, something's going on,
right? Something's going on. Josh, what do you think about the big crossover event of the next saga, Judgment Day or Annihilation Wave? Combine them. Combine those two and butter me up. The Grifters won and Disney sucks. I mean, that's kind of true, brother. I mean, that's kind of true. And it's like, whose fault is that? You know? Lilo Stitch was ass. I didn't see it. Zootopia 2 is Disney. Prey is not. Well, it's Fox. It's those, that loss is going to go on a Disney balance sheet. So it's not Disney. I don't know, bud. Annihilation Wave is fire? Absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to watch The Devil Wears Prada and follow it up with Badlands, and Badlands will be more chick flick. Ah, Brandon! Oh, shit! Oh, my fucking God, I can't believe he said it. What's the Black Bear story? Wonderful question. Let's close the stream out with this crazy ass story. Okay, so I saw somebody was sharing on our Discord this morning, like an image of a black bear that was on their camera feed, maybe outside of the house, maybe outside of the camp, something like that. Okay, so I have an interaction with a black bear. How many of you have heard this story? How many of you heard this story? I'll tell you, this story is so funny. So we were out hunting. We were deer hunting, but you know, my father, you know, he's, I don't know how to describe my dad, to be honest. He's amazing, but he is a wild man. So we weren't just hunting in any regular old forest. We had to go in deep into like state game lands near Indian reservations, like fucking way too far out. And so anyway, we're like deep, like miles and miles away from any civilization. And I forget, I think it was like it must have been like the afternoon or whatever, because we had hunted at first light into the afternoon. We were taking a break to eat lunch. And so I go over, and we're down a ravine, we're down a hill, and we had a little makeshift camp, and I go over and lean on a tree and start taking a dump. Okay. So I'm literally ass out, hanging dong in the wind, squatting, ready to shit. Okay. And I hear some like thudding and like running. Okay. I look up, and this black bear is barreling at me. Fucking like, this wasn't like no, this was like boom, like barreling at me. Literally scared the shit out of me. And I'm like trying to like pull my drawers up, like get, you know, whatever. And my father luckily sees it and just comes over and just screams at it and gets like as big as you want. Because black bears are kind of like pussies. So if you get really big and vocal, they'll usually back off. So my dad comes over and is like, and like scares this thing off. Literally like 10 feet from me. 10 feet from me. No wipe. Hell no wipe. I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to grab my gun. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was a crazy fucking experience. You've never been ass out in the woods and had a black bear barreling towards you. That shit was crazy. Literally. How old was I? I must have been like 16, 17. Yeah, it was crazy. So that's my black bear story. There you go. All right, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Wednesday, we have 2 really cool streams. Come on by for the holiday nerdy movie and episode tier list that we're going to do Wednesday morning. Wednesday night, if you are a member, we're going to do a deep dive on all the separate times that Doctor Doom has attained God-level power in Marvel Comics, and we'll have a really good time breaking that all down. No stream Thursday and a casual stream Friday for Black Friday. I hope you go on to enjoy the rest of your Monday. Again, thank you all for being here. Much freaking love. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video.
The following program, though incredibly nerdy, is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised, and you probably shouldn't watch if you're an overly sensitive pussy.
Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh man! What a lovely little Monday morning stream. What better way to get your week started? I can't think of one. Much love, man. Thank you guys for the love, for the support. Trust me, we are cooking. Much nerd venging we have to do, and we will do it together. Get out of here. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Do me a favor on your way out. Actually, make it 2. Open up your third eye and watch out. You're stinky, but